This is the plaintiff, Desiree Weiss-Giordano. She says her sister, the defendant, stole money earmarked for her by her deceased father. That's right, she took her inheritance check and cashed it at the bank. And sister or no sister, she's here suing her for every penny of the $3,667 she's owed. These are the defendants, Linda and John Kelly. Linda says the plaintiff was awarded a certain amount of money when their father died. She got her check and is due nothing more. She hasn't seen or spoken to her sister for 2 years. She's owed nothing, and she can't wait to be done with her once and for all. They're accused of stealing from a sibling.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
Desiree Weiss-Giordano, you are suing Linda and John Kelly for $3,667 that you say is owed to you, a portion of your father's estate that you did not receive. Tell me what's going on. Who's the gentleman next to you?
My husband,
Okay.
Joseph.
And who is John Kelly? What is your relationship?
That's my wife.
Okay, gotcha. And Linda is your sister.
Correct.
All right, tell me.
My father passed away in a nursing home, and there was
How long ago?
5, 6 years maybe.
Okay.
And there was a lawsuit. There was a certain amount of money that was distributed to the
There
children.
was a lawsuit?
There was
What
a
does that
lawsuit
mean?
because unfortunately he died in the nursing home. due
Oh,
to
you mean
abuse.
against the nursing home?
Correct.
Okay, so there were proceeds from a settlement?
Correct.
Okay.
And
that was
then-
how many children are there?
There was 6 at the time. 3 are from my mother, who's sitting here, and the other 3 were from a prior marriage
Okay.
from my father. That portion was distributed, and then the portion that was supposed to be given to my mother, Linda cashed a check.
Okay, so everything went to your mother, and then the decision was made by your mother that it would be distributed in a certain way. But there was still some excess to the estate. There was still X amount left. What was that X amount?
$77,000.
$77,000. All right. Now, of that money, as I understand from reading that lawyer's letter, a big chunk of it, like 40 grand, was to pay the nursing home so she could continue to stay there.
Correct.
All right. How long has your mother been in the nursing home?
2 or 3 years.
2 years. All right. Is she happy there?
Yes, very
Okay.
happy, thank God.
All right. Was she in the nursing home with your father?
No, she wasn't. We were taking care of her. My brother was taking care of her for 3 years.
What
I
does
was
that
taking
mean?
care of her for 3 years, and Linda never took really.
Okay. But
Any type
what
of
is it
care.
you mean by that, taking care?
I would go to her home, distribute medication, constantly on watching her. My brother took her into his house.
Okay. How old is your mom?
72.
73.
Okay. So the nursing home gets paid, and even after that, your mom's bank account would be too big to qualify for Medicare. So a decision is made to divest some of the money and
Correct.
give it in life to some children so that she can still qualify for Medicare.
Correct.
All right. And the way it's going to work is everybody gets an equal share.
Correct.
That's not what ends up happening.
Correct.
What ends up happening?
Linda took my mother to the lawyer, and the lawyer, I don't know what happened because we were asking the lawyer when.
Take this
Okay,
sign, okay?
you can't yell
Stop
from your
lying.
chair. Okay, listen to me though.
They lie.
But you can't yell from your chair.
I'm
I'm going to talk to her, and then I'm going to talk to her, and then I'm going to talk to you, so you'll get a chance. But you can't just yell while she's talking, okay?
I get upset.
I bet you can't. You got to control
Excuse
yourself.
me.
Okay, go ahead.
Where was I?
Linda must have taken her to the lawyer because you
Because
don't
it
know how.
says-
How did you find out? How was it you found
Because
out?
the lawyer sent a letter to Linda stating that I recently learned that you and your mother deposited the check, and I have enclosed a copy of the canceled check. I have a letter here stating
Okay,
that
who was the check written out to?
Anna Marchione, Anna
Which
Maria
is your-
Marchione.
Which is your mother.
Correct.
Okay. And instead of your mother cashing the check and then dividing it among the children equally, she ended up taking everything.
It should have been put into escrow, but the lawyer trusted Linda not to cash it.
I'm not sure about that part. I need to see, can you give me all of the lawyer documents that you have? And can you talk to me and tell me what happened?
Okay, this is how it goes. My mother's in a nursing home.
No, let me just.
I take care of her before I receive
Well, the nursing
anyone.
home takes care of her.
No, buy her clothes. They don't buy her clothes. She bought her one scarf. I buy her phone. I give her money. They don't give her nothing for her birthday, Christmas. This all stems from him, her husband. He
What does
doesn't
that
have
have
a
to do with
job
this?
because he needs $4,500 to
No,
go
no,
to
but stop a
culinary
second,
school.
stop a second. You know that the original negotiation was that the rest of the money would be divested in a certain format, and that was each
Yes.
equally to the kids.
No.
That's
That's
in the
not what
letter.
she said. No, that's what he wanted to show
No,
Medicaid.
no, the lawyer doesn't make up who gets what
No,
money.
he-
Stop. That's obviously the discussion. So something happened to change the discussion in the plan, and I may have to remove her in a
No,
minute.
okay, Mama,
Okay,
please stop.
so
No.
something happened to change the discussion in the plan. What was it?
He was upset that
He
I
who?
did, the lawyer, that I did not hand him the check to put in escrow. He didn't want me to take the money out.
Where did the money come from? Who wrote the check?
The law firm that we hired to sue my father's, the nursing home my father was in, Michelle herself said, listen.
Who's Michelle?
She's the paralegal representing for my father. The payout was $240,000. They received their half. She called me and said, listen, there's a check for your mother for $77,114.96 because there was no will. So my mother is entitled to 50%.
I know the law.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
asking you
So
as a
she said,
child.
I don't-
Stop, because I'm asking you a different question.
Let me just.
You know that there is a letter and an agreement dated October 31st, 2014. Okay. And in that letter, it says that that residue amount, that 20-something thousand, was going to be distributed among the children equally. Correct?
That's what he states.
He states that in the letter because he's the author of the letter. But he states that. I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm sorry. She has to. I can't. I can't conduct court like that. I have to. She has to step out. She has to step out. We'll bring her back in a minute. But I can't. I just can't work that way. All right.
Can I say something?
No, not yet. You think you can say that in the middle of my thought? No. Okay. So what I'm asking you is, if this letter, which is what the lawyer says when he writes a letter, and it says, it's a pleasure meeting with you today, and in accordance with our meeting, this confirms the following. This is the plan. It's obvious that this lawyer is saying this was the plan. You can't fight me on this because this couldn't be clearer that that was the original plan. My question to you is, why did that original plan change? What happened between October 31st, 2014 to now to change the plan and for only you of all the children to take everything? That's what I'm wondering.
I didn't take everything. It was because she would not pay Medicaid. The husband is a delinquent and he doesn't have a job, and she knows that she can't
What do you mean
trust.
she would not pay Medicaid?
Medicaid has to be paid $38,000. Whatever this lawyer.
But what does that have to do with anything? That
because-
was the plan. Medicaid would get paid the 30. Stop. This letter says Medicaid would get paid the $38,000, and there would still be $3,677 for each sibling.
Yes.
So there's no she would not pay Medicaid. There's no I don't like the guy she married. Those are ridiculous reasons for you to change the plan.
It was my mother's decision. She should be suing my mother. It's my mother's decision to give us the money.
And there's the rub. And there's the rub. And we're going to talk about that in a second.
It's my mother's decision.
Stop. Can I just ask you a question? I just want to know why you're such a miserable person.
I'm not.
Yeah, you kind of are. I want to know why you would rather not have a relationship with your siblings and keep money. That's what I'm trying to figure
Your
out.
Honor.
Because, you know, you aren't my first rodeo. This issue comes up a lot. Where there's money, there's disagreement.
And children.
And such little money.
Your Honor,
Such
please,
little
you're
money.
not
Because
hearing
we're
me.
stop talking
That's-
over me. Stop talking over me. Because we're not talking about a lot of money. We are not. We are
It's
not.
not.
How was your relationship with her before this?
It was pretty good.
Really?
Thank you.
How about with your brother with her?
He stays away from her. He says she's the devil.
Is he suing? Is there a lawsuit pending now?
Yeah, he's going to. At the end of the month, he's going to do his part.
Right.
Your Honor, can I tell you what she did with the money?
What'd she do with
No,
She got plastic surgery on her boobs. She did her stomach,
not
and she bought a
true.
BMW. I saw
Are
it
you
on
kidding me?
Facebook, Linda.
I work, Your Honor, and I have the bills to show. I did not use
Where'd
the
the money
money for
go?
that. I work. I have
Where'd
the
the money
credit
go?
So
card.
much for buying mommy a scarf.
No,
Yeah.
My mother gave it. We just moved into a house. My mother gave it to me. I needed a roof. I had termite damage. That was it. I have proof of the roof. I bought the boiler. We had to get a boiler.
Did you recently get a boob job and
that was
lipo
years ago,
and-
but it was
How
my
many
money. I
years
have
ago?
the care
How many years
credit. I
ago?
would not use the money.
How
for
many
that.
years ago? Was it since October of 2014?
No, when was
before
it?
that.
It was before that, Your Honor. And that was only because I'm a male lady and I walk 8 hours. I lost 150 pounds and my boobs was down here and I wore 4 bras. It wasn't a lot of money left after it was.
How much money was there?
How
much money was there?
It was 30,000 or 20,000.
You took 30,000 something
I didn't
dollars
take.
that was supposed to be divided among a bunch of different children,
That's not
and
the
you
amount.
decided to keep it.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, why do families fight over money so frequently when somebody dies?
Because people are greedy and selfish.
They're greedy and selfish by nature?
Yes.
Wow.
Sibling rivalry. I want to think it's sibling rivalry.
But it may not just be siblings, it could be everybody, but that's a point.
I think people just like to think they're entitled to it. So entitlement, definitely.
Okay, entitlement, siblings, and greed. I'm going with greed, right? Going inside the courtroom.
See, here's the thing. You say, well, she decided it was hers. You're right. She decided it was hers. But you know what I'm seeing of her? I don't know what she can decide. Stop. She clearly has issues, okay? She clearly, there's something.
Because she's very upset. She didn't tell her. My sister had $500,000 over the course of her first marriage and selling her house. She met him on.
Yeah, but it's not your place to decide whether she can spend money or
It's my
not.
mother's place. Because
Can she really decide anything?
Yes, she can. Honest, she's the most
Why is she 70
smartest
in a nursing
woman.
home?
She's
70 is
just
not
upset.
old.
She's
Why is she
73.
70?
Physical
She's just
reasons.
physical. She has a lot of physical problems.
She can't.
Your Honor, she's the wisest woman. She's an excellent mother. She does.
Sure, she was I'm sure she is an excellent mother. She was an excellent mother.
Your
The
Honor,
question that's in front of me
she
is
just
whether or
felt-
not
my brother
you
had-
persuaded someone who
It's not- I
couldn't
did
be,
not-
who
Your
shouldn't
Honor,
be
I
persuaded
work-
by you
I
to
work
do something
hard.
that's in your best interest and against everybody
No,
else's.
it's not. It's Your Honor.
Now,
my
let me
brother
ask you,
had-
do you have any medical evidence about your mother's state of mind? Because your argument is that she unduly coerced her. Is there any medical evidence from the nursing home? Or they just take care of her?
I didn't get that. She has a history of bipolar. She has a history of that.
Just like you.
Can he talk? Because he
Right?
knows it.
No.
Because she's
No,
only-
I don't want him to talk. Because I don't like somebody who yells to another person just like you in the middle of my trial. I don't
I'm
like it.
sorry. You're
So
right.
he can't
He's just,
talk.
We're all upset. She couldn't.
You know what? You're all upset, and your father. Did you? Either of you love your father?
Well, that's another thing.
Really?
it's
That's
not-
the answer to my
that's-
question.
if you want to talk about the
That's,
father.
no, I want you to get out.
No,
That's
no,
two
no,
down.
Your Honor.
2 down. 3 to go. Out. That's another thing. What's the other thing when I ask a simple question like, because what I plan to do was just ask you, did any of you love your father? Your father must be turning in his grave. But your response is, that's another thing. What was the other thing?
Forget it. We loved our father. You're right. And I'm
you.
sorry.
Were you going to say
She
what you
does.
said in the answer to the complaint, which is,
No.
she's not even his daughter?
No.
Because you said that?
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Did you say
I
that in the
meant-
complaint,
no.
or am I making that up?
I said that. I said this. Well, she's not his biological child, but I never said she didn't love him.
How did I know that? I'm clairvoyant?
I'm just saying there was a history of I couldn't love him because of the history they had, and she made me feel guilty for loving. They had their issues, my father and her. I'd rather not discuss. I love my sister. I love her dearly. It's him. It's just the choices she made with men.
What?
She gives the men the
You,
money.
that doesn't. Listen, lady. Morally speaking, do you think for 1 second that the choices she makes with men gives you some moral authority to decide that she doesn't get $3,600? Because that's how it sounds. Okay? That's how it sounds.
I'm sorry.
I'm mortified at what she did to you and your brother. Mortified. You have the complete moral authority. But this isn't moral court. It's a court of law. That money was from your father's estate to your mother. And if your mother changes her mind, she can change her mind. And the only way you can win a lawsuit against the person who successfully changed her mind so she can grab all the money from you and your brother is if you can show me that she mentally didn't have a mind and the money was stolen. And that is a very high standard. And you've brought me 0. So I strongly suggest for your brother that he get some medical evidence because I can't rule in your favor.
Okay, no problem, Your Honor.
But I have to tell you, this is one of the more disgusting acts that I have seen. It makes me sick. And it's true that sometimes, and I don't know what it is in this family, there are siblings that are more in charge than other siblings. And those siblings may feel put upon and entitled. They're wrong. Because it's not a job they're supposed to get paid for. However, my verdict is for the defendant.
Okay, come right in here next to him. All right, so out here in the hallway, this case is over, and what's your reaction to how all this went down here?
I feel that she was very unjustly mean to my wife about the whole situation.
It's a very tough family situation with money in the middle.
You need more than 10, 15 minutes to explain our family situation. It's a lot more than, it's just a lot more.
Let me ask her a quick question, just a quick question. How painful is this to you to see, your kids fighting like this?
I do not count them because they always fought and made up.
Yeah. You think there's a chance they might make up here?
We're not against each other. We adore each other.
All right.
So I don't count. When they get mad, they get happy.
Good, Mom.
I don't mind.
All right. Head right out this way with them, and you're all set. Thank you for coming out. Come on in here. Mom's still hoping for the best. Come on in. For this family. You heard her, right? What are you feeling here?
I want to say my husband's the best.
Okay.
I'm just glad for her that it's over and hope, her and her mom, everything gets done the right way, and hopefully someday maybe her and her sister could talk. So it really matters. Family.
Don't you want a family relationship with?
I have to decide on that. I really have to. After this, I don't know. It's unfortunately that the kids, suffer.
At least for her mom's benefit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Harvey?
Here's the thing, Kurt. I mean, the plaintiff's out of luck. The plaintiff cannot go back to court. She had a duty now to prove that her mom was mentally incompetent. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.